Do you produce all of them? Or like
For
do you
Hurrdat.
switch?
We probably should switch, but
I've
if you
been
need,
doing
if you
it
need,
just cause.
Yeah,
but
if you need, I was gonna tell you about this episode. If you needed a break, I can produce this one or whatever's clever.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
She actually texted me. You say, can you say that? So she produces one.
You're like, please.
Welcome back to Minimum Rage, the podcast hosted by two 20-something-year-olds raging on about their past minimum wage jobs. Joining us on the Christmas Eve special is Jill Dudzinski. She is a fellow Hurrdat podcaster, and we have a lot to discuss with you. I'm excited. Thank you for coming.
Oh my gosh.
Excited.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
And we
This
just
is so easy on this side of it. I love it.
I know, because first of all, let's start out with like how we know you and some background. So you used to own a very successful fashion truck called Hello
thank
Ruby.
you. Yes.
Which you just announced a switch.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Friday, actually, I closed on my business. So I sold my business to a gal in Vermillion, South Dakota. So I'm kind of excited for the truck to venture off, somewhere else and be successful. And so I dropped the truck off at her last event, downtown. It was Midwest Fest. And just kind of quick trained her and transferred domains and emails and all that stuff. And then I was out of there. So super weird.
Did it feel like, I don't know, did it feel like giving away a baby a little bit?
Oh, yeah, it did. It did. It's also funny, too, though, because it was such a long process. So everyone's like, are you sad? And I'm like, yes. It totally was bittersweet making the decision. But then it's like once I made the decision and went with it, of course I got sad, like, making the posts and the memories. And there's so much amazing things about it. But I'm like, no, this was great. I'm done. And like.
Did it feel like a weight lifted?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Just because the timing. I just have a lot of other things going on. So, it was definitely a weight.
Yeah.
Lifted.
So now you're focusing more on a local collective.
Yes.
Can you explain what that is?
I think people still are like, I explain it and they're like, so what is it again? And I'm like, I know. So I owned Hello Ruby, which is a women's shop. And then my friend Katie owns Little Mango, which she has kids stuff and like some mom merch and all of that. So back in, 2017, 2018, when we were both starting our businesses, we met on Instagram and we started doing events together. And then other business owners were like, oh, how did you, do this event, or how did you do that event? So we just started inviting more small businesses to participate in the events that we were doing. So then it just grew from there, and then we created a membership program. So these small businesses have like an online portal and a private Facebook group, and we do not monthly. They will be monthly now. We just, didn't have the time. But they're just meetups and we just network, or we have an education one. So a lot of different aspects to it. And then we do have some signature events. We do our boutique warehouse sale, which we've popped around in places, but now it's at Regency and it's super popular because everything is under $25.
Wow.
So it's like,
that's nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah. There's like a line when we open every day. Yeah. It's super fun. And then we do modern markets in the fall and spring and a holiday modern market. So just a bunch of random things for small businesses. So
were you doing all of that in conjunction with the truck?
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. So that's why I feel like it got to be too much.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 kids. So I was, working part-time and kind of had a balance. And then a local collective launched our membership program, and it was like I think our goal was to get 10 members, and then now we're up to 150, I think, ish. So then we're like, okay, what do we need to do for the next thing? And then it's like Hello Ruby was kind of on the back burner just because it had to be.
Yeah.
And I hated that. I was like, I do not want this to be a slow death for my business. So yeah.
Okay.
I
love that.
That's the long version.
I love that.
I already want to add, I know there's like a format to this, but I have so many questions because I'm like, I want to know your background and like, did you like go to school for business or like, how did you end up here?
Oh, I did. So, but I feel like that going to school for business, I feel like meant nothing. Like, I think you literally just learn as you go. And if you are able to be an entrepreneur and start a business, like, you just learn on the job. Of course, there's like great things about schooling, but I didn't learn anything. So.
You're honest.
Yeah.
And you went to UNL in Lincoln?
So I started at UNO in Omaha for business in marketing. And then I felt like everyone was going to Lincoln and I had no money. So it was just, I settled on UNO and I did love it. But I did want to do merchandising, which UNO did not have that program. So Lincoln did. And then I transferred there my junior year and then did merchandising. However, I could not pass a sewing class. So then I was like, fuck this. And I switched back to marketing and graduated with marketing.
Okay.
With an emphasis in merchandising, but not a minor.
What was it about the sewing?
Everything.
Okay.
Like, it was terrible. I don't know why. Like, I would be like, does anyone know how to sew? Like, at the bars. Like, I need to get this done for my class. Like, I couldn't even thread the damn needle.
Really? Okay. I took a semester sewing class in middle school.
See, that probably would have helped me in my journey because I did not.
Yeah.
But I could not. Like, and I think people who were doing merchandising, like, had done all that stuff and I didn't. I just, like, liked the clothes. And then I just really got behind quickly. Like, every week it was very apparent. I was like, oh my God, I can't do this.
That totally makes sense if you are selling clothes to have some sort of sewing knowledge.
And just, like, learning the textiles and, like, what
Stitching.
shrinks and all that stuff. And that school was good for that. However, when I started my business, you know, I don't even know how many years after I graduated, like, I forgot all of it. So it's like I had to relearn it anyway. So.
Okay.
And I still don't remember, to be honest. But that's why we have ChatGPT.
Exactly. So how we met, I guess we haven't even like
That was the original question. Oh, yeah.
So, okay. So when you did have Hello Ruby, the truck, you had a podcast with us.
Yes. So I had a pop-up with a truck at Hurrdat Sports Bar. And it was right during the rebrand of it being... ? What was it before?
Oh, it was like Hail Varsity Club.
Hail Varsity Club, yes. And I met Bill's wife, and she was so nice and, like, gracious to host our pregame pop-up. So, do you know Emily Jossin?
No.
She is a photographer and also has, like, she does really cute Nebraska merch. But she does the pregame pop-up in Lincoln, and then we collaborated on it in Omaha. And so we thought it would be a good place to do, you know, a pop-up. But then after that, like, I don't know if it was weeks or months or maybe even years after, I had always wanted to do a podcast. It was, like, on my vision board. And I remember when we were there and she was touring the bar, she was like, this is, you know, the podcast. This is where we do podcasts. And I was like, that's so crazy. Podcasting at a bar. Fun. So I just reached out to her and then she put me in touch with Jill Thomas. And yeah. The rest is history. Then I met Grace.
Yeah. And we became besties.
I know. Grace is so good at what she does, you guys.
Thank you.
And not only are you good at it, you are very efficient and very open with your communication. And you get things done when you say you're going to get them done, which is funny because in today's world, it's like 10% of people do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like you over-deliver and you under-promise and over-deliver. I feel like you do.
Thank you.
Well, not that you under-promise. That sounds bad. But, like, you deliver on what you say you are and when you say.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
And so your podcast is called Where There's a Will, There's a Way.
Yes. Tata, as we called it.
Honestly, because I was so lazy in the emails, I didn't want to, like, type out the last name.
Yeah, because it was like W-T-A-W.
That's so funny.
But it is a long name.
Tata.
I loved
But
the
Tata
name.
is
No
so
one
funny.
understood it.
It was a cute name.
Cute.
It was
But
cute.
the show art was adorable. And I do want to reminisce on our very first recording.
I'm scared.
So-
I don't remember.
So this was with Denny.
Okay.
And so the thing is, this was like our first recording. And the thing about talent is they don't show up on time.
Me?
No, just in general. No, but you showed up like 10, 15 minutes early with Denny. and I'm still like setting up, and I'm like so anxious, and you guys are like watching me set up, and my legs were cramping.
Oh my God, that makes me so sad. You should have been like, wait out there.
No, because I was like up and down, like lights, cords, you know, like sweating, moving
And you're like
furniture.
probably in the zone, and we're probably asking you questions because I have, you know, and then you're like, oh my God.
But also like I'm always that way with new podcasters, and like, oh my God, I was sweating buckets. But now you're like one of my best friends here.
I know, I
and
love it.
It's like not a big deal.
That's
I just
so
thought that
funny,
was
and I
funny.
feel sad for you.
Oh my God.
But that's also just the way that my brain works, just overthinking everything.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
But
Well, it's
I
like,
wish.
I feel like you never know what to like expect with like a new client, or like I don't know. It's like because it's like you think that you guys personalities, it does have to be like a match. I think in order to like have a successful show, like if you don't connect with your producer or vice versa, I feel like it shows.
Oh, for sure.
But
And if I didn't have Grace, I'd be like,
like,
and she's like an advocate for me.
Yeah.
She's so sweet. You're so sweet. Thank you. You always have been.
Well, thank you.
appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it. First job. What was your first job?
Great clips.
really,
Doing.
Not hair.
Okay.
I was the front check-in girl.
the what?
The front check-in gal.
Oh, okay.
I believe I was 15. Like, my family was middle class, I would say, but like lower, I would say. I don't know. We had to have a job when we were 15.
Okay.
Actually, maybe it was 16, but I got one like a little early. And I grew up in Ralston on like 96th and Q. And there was a Great Clips in the little thing right there.
Yeah, with
And
a
I was,
strip.
yeah. So I was like, okay, Great Clips. Let's
Did
do
you enjoy it?
it. No.
Oh, okay. Crabby people.
It actually was so weird because like people there were like so obsessed with their hairdresser, like at Great Clips. Like in my head, I think like, okay, you're going to a salon and you're paying $200 for your hair somewhere else. And then I would think Great Clips would be like, oh, I just need something quick and I'm going to go in and whatever. But they were like loyal to their hairdressers at Great Clips.
Wow.
So like it was really weird. I was surprised by that.
I'm not surprised as someone who I am that person.
Really?
Okay,
Where do you go?
Okay, not since I moved back to Omaha, but in Lincoln, I would go to the Great Clips in Lincoln, and there was a guy who would do my eyebrows very nicely. So I would go specifically to him to do my eyebrows.
Yes. And that makes sense. It's
Yeah.
just like a salon, but like
It is
for
funny.
some reason it seems like
Die
a
hard.
quick like 3-minute haircut. Like even the men were like,
Yeah.
where's Tara? Is Tara here? Oh my God. So I was like answering phones and making appointments and checking people out. And like the system was so cool. It was like, the touch screen buttons, like it was fun.
Did you get your haircut done there?
No.
Really? Would it have been free?
I don't know. I don't remember. Probably. Or maybe a discount.
Okay. Yeah.
But one thing I hated was they would put like all their combs in that blue, is it barbicide or whatever?
Yeah.
And I would have to like take them out, wash them, dry them, and like there would be little hairs everywhere. And I would like get slivers from like
In your skin?
Yes, it was so
Ew.
weird. I know. That's the part I hated.
Was that probably the grossest part of the job?
Yes. Yeah. And I was like, how much was I making, you guys? I think it was literally $5.75 an hour. $5.
Wow.
But I'm 35. Like, how old are you?
23.
Okay. And you're
24.
24. So I'm like over 10 years. You're a senior, ladies. Minimum wage was,
Yeah.
less.
I guess I don't even know what it is now. Is it
I
still
don't know
not?
Is it
either.
like, no, it's like 13. I think.
what?
It could be 15, honestly.
frick.
I'm not kidding.
I think when I started working as a teenager,
It's
it
gotta
was
be
like
13.
7.
Yeah. When
But
I
maybe
was
that was
7.
maybe that was wrong. I don't know.
No, because I thought I was like, I think I made like $5.45 or $5.75. And then I was like Googling what was the minimum wage in 2005 or whatever. And it was $5.15.
Wow.
And we did get
Okay.
tips. Like
Okay.
the gals would like tip me out randomly. But I don't remember it being like, I don't know. I don't remember.
Wow.
That's crazy. Besides like dealing with the guys who are very demanding for their hairdresser, any other like, I don't know, like instances that stand out to you with like customer service people getting mad at you or anything like that?
No, not that specifically. My other memory is there in the same strip mall from the Great Clips, there was a Bank of the West, and I would have to go do the deposits. And on Saturdays, this hot guy worked there. So I'd be like, I'll do the deposit. Well, I had to do it anyway. And then I would like walk down and be like, can you please, deposit this? Or we need change. Oh my gosh. I'm so helpless. I need change.
He's like 27, you're 15. You're like, hey.
No, literally. He's actually in jail now.
Yeah. Really?
No, I'm kidding.
It's like, dang.
No, I actually saw him randomly the other day too, or
really?
like the other year, not the other day. But I was like, man. But it's so funny because it's like, and then I would like randomly see him out in bars through college, and out in high school, and I'd be like, oh, that was the bank guy that I always had a crush on.
I wonder if he still works there.
I don't know. I could look him up.
Hopefully he's moved up.
Let's get his LinkedIn pulled up.
Yeah, he was a teller. Maybe he's like CEO now.
Maybe
not.
That's so funny.
Joe, what other jobs? I see you have nannying on the list. How was that?
It was good money, I feel like, but I'm terrible. Like that's why I just don't trust babysitters now because I was a babysitter.
What do you mean you were terrible? Like
I can't say any of it on here as far as like because so I worked for an in-home daycare. Okay, I like will never send my kids to an in-home daycare because
I've heard things.
Yeah, and like I'm sure you really can't trust anything really, but like. Oh man, the gal. So I would like go before school in high school for like 45 minutes and then go to school and then like come back after school. And like I'd be downstairs with the kids and I would be so tired and I would just like sleep. I'd be like, let's play. I'm sleeping and like you guys have to, and I would just like make up games and then I would like set an alarm for every 2 minutes and then wake up.
Oh my God.
Like that's why I don't like. I was like in charge of 5 kids and I'm 16. Like that's wild.
Yeah. That is a lot of pressure. And the last episode we had our friend on and we worked at a daycare one summer and during nap time I would fall asleep. Like it was so bad.
I know. It's just like I don't trust any because like I was 16. Like I didn't care.
Yeah.
Which is messed up. But like also I've grown since then at least.
Did you do like nannying for specific families or was it just that in-home daycare?
I did nannying for families too in college. And I did like that more. I feel like they were like, and they're like loyal to you and you're like loyal to them.
Yeah.
But one of them, I would have to clean the house on Fridays and like they would go to school and I would do the same thing. I'd like lay on their like stairs like, in between because they were at work and I was just supposed to be cleaning and I would set my alarm for every 3, 4, 5 minutes. And then make sure, no one was there.
That's so good.
I'm like, had the vacuum on. And I was like 20, so I was going out to bars illegally.
Sure.
And then just be so hungover.
The stairs is so funny. I love that.
You didn't worry about a nanny cam?
This was like 2009.
Okay.
So no, I didn't. I should have been worried about that.
That's funny. You give the vibe that like, not that you don't care, but like you don't let things stress you out. Or maybe you just don't show it.
Very much my former self, but now I get stressed out over everything.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. I think just kids.
Yeah.
Postpartum, like, screwed me up. Anxiety.
How old are your kids? Are they
4 and 1, almost 2.
Super young.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's responsible.
I really haven't been myself for like 4 years. I feel it's just kind of sad.
My parents constantly remind, they're like, you ruined us. They're like, and now that me and my sisters are older, they're like, I can be myself again.
So true.
That's so funny. Okay, you also have, so you've done a lot, it sounds like.
I'm a 2-year girl. Like, job.
So it's
2 years. The fact I owned my business for 7, almost 8 years is wild because I swear to God, I'm like 2 years on the dot and then I'm like, bye.
So what age did you start Hello Ruby?
I was 26, 27.
That seems young
That does
to
seem
like
weird.
just work on your own. But I guess nowadays you have influencers, whatever.
Yeah.
But
This is before that time, I feel like. I mean, yeah. But also, okay, so I guess to put it in perspective, so I was married at 24, 25, which is like young. Thank God my husband's like cool and nice and like supportive. Otherwise, that's young as hell. I feel like that's crazy. He was in pharmacy school and I was working like a corporate job. And then we switched. So then like he got a pharmacy job after school. And then I was like, then I did Hello Ruby. So it was like I was paying for everything. He was in school, and then we kind of like switched. So it like I had the opportunity to like grow a business. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
Which is cool.
I feel like you do need like a supportive partner in doing something like that to like, I just can't imagine. That's a lot of
Oh
work.
yeah, and not only just like the money aspect, the time or like weekends. Like events are always on weekends, of course, and it's like, can you help me carry this? Can you, come here? And then when we had kids, like that aspect just is 10 times harder.
Yeah.
For, like for that. So
Yeah. Did you help your husband with the pharmaceutical stuff?
because I was a pharmaceutical rep as well. Is that why you're asking?
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Like you guys, the amount of jobs I've had. Okay, so
Lived so many lives.
Yeah, after high school, nannied in college. I'm trying to think what other jobs I had before getting to that pharmaceutical point.
Perkins?
Perkins. I worked in
What is
Perkins. It's like a nasty breakfast place.
Oh, I've
It was like
I've
Village
seen it.
Inn, maybe. but
Okay.
maybe Grocer. And it was like fine. I always no showed at the end when I was over a job.
Let's
though.
go.
I'm
Yeah.
like such a good quality human, you know.
So like waitressing?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I could not get it. Like I feel like the table numbers were confusing.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like start in doing that, I feel like it's hard. And it was Mother's Day. Okay, so my mom died when I was like 10, and it was Mother's Day, and I was like, I'm not going to work, and I'm just gonna say, oh, I'm so sad over my dead mom. Like that was what I was gonna do. It was like in my head, and there was no convincing me otherwise, because that's the way I get out of stuff apparently when I'm in my teens. So and they called me like 700 times because it's like the busiest day for them. It's like Mother's Day,
Yeah.
and I just literally never answered a phone call.
Good for you.
You're so unbothered.
That's terrible.
No, okay. Here's the thing.
But
I'm
you're a
saying
teenager.
this.
That's fine.
Yeah, I've had a very similar approach to. It's fine.
Yeah.
They'll find someone. That's what a manager is for. To pitch in when that happens. It's okay. It's just pie would they have a pie counter at Perkins?
Oh, they do.
Did they? Okay,
Yes,
okay.
they
I just
did.
was making a
Chicago
leap.
pies. Yeah, they did. I forgot about that. That's correct. Yeah.
They'll take someone off a pie counter and put them on the floor.
Yeah. And then I also think it's like, why was I like that? I think it's like when you're forced to work, and no offense, Dad, but like you just like don't care. And you're like, well, I have to have a job because I'm forced to, and I don't even really care. Like, you know what I mean?
If you're not passionate,
Yeah.
Like-
and I'm just like, whatever, I'll just get another job. But then I'd be like, okay, what do I have to tell my dad of how I quit or why, you know? So it's like playing two sides.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Have you ever been fired?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's amazing. I
That is
mean,
good.
Yeah. I don't think so.
okay.
dip before they
Like-
get the chance. I'm just
Right.
kidding.
Like I feel
No,
like
I
a
don't
lot of
think
jobs
so.
like that you can tell if if vibes are off, and then you can
Yeah.
just dip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was more so like out of like I was partying and I wouldn't want to show up like in those years. I don't think I've ever been fired. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone. I just can't think of one. I've just had so like I couldn't even remember all the jobs I've had. But
Wow.
Do you think 2 weeks notices for like part-time jobs like that are necessary?
maybe for them to hire. Why do you not?
Oh, I don't know.
I do. I,
mean,
think because like then being on the other side and owning a business and having gals help me, like I actually do.
Yeah, I think it depends on what the job is. Like
If
if
it's
it's like
like a
a
small
big
business,
small
yes,
business definitely.
yes.
But if it's like a big chain,
yeah,
they'll
be
find
fine.
someone.
That's how I
Yeah.
felt like Old
Yeah, you're
Navy.
right.
I worked there and I quit. Like
Old Navy?
Yeah, I was a manager there. I was into that. I quit, and then the first like small business owner was a coffee shop, and I give him like a 4-week notice. I was like, you just like
kind of
yeah, it's different. But
I also had a gal work for me for Hello Ruby, and she was so hungover one day that the event that they were at like messaged me and they're like, dude, your girl is like hungover, and I was like, fuck,
that's crazy.
But then I'm also like, she actually showed up, and like. And I do attribute that to being a small business. Like, I think she was so fucking hungover, but she's like, I don't want to let Jill down. And I appreciate that, you know, but I see both sides to it now, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. But we were going to turn back to something pharmaceutical sales.
Oh, yeah.
So that was my second job out of college. And how I got it, I think I'm a good interviewer. Other than that, I'm terrible at everything. But I do always get a job somehow. Like I don't think I interview and I get the job, which is weird. I don't know.
I think it's because they're confident.
Yeah, it must be. I don't know.
It's good weird at speaking and like
yeah. But like it was like a rigorous process, and it was like at the end he was like, okay, it's between you, someone who's never been in pharmaceuticals, and like this other gal who's done pharmaceutical sales a long time. And I'm like, well, I'll bring a fresh start. Like, she already knows what she's doing, and like I might be able to see something that she doesn't. She's been doing it for so long. And then I got hired. Like,
wow.
And then it was like such good money for someone right out of school, and like all these bonuses and incentives and all this stuff. But yeah, like what you had to know, terrifying. Like Austin helped me because that was during when he was in school. And so he knew all of the stuff because I sold Invokana and Xarelto, which one was like for heart. Like, I'm so dumb, I don't even remember. One was for heart and one was for diabetes. And like, you have to know all the studies for the drugs and stuff. And it was like, it was a lot. So,
do you go to people? Like, how do you like sell? I wouldn't even know. How would you sell?
It's so dumb because it's like such a red tape. Like, it's like you can't even talk to the doctors about it because like they don't want to hear it. They know because they're so smart, which they do. But then like the FDA has all these regulations for like, oh, well, you can't like take a doctor to go golfing because then it looks like you're like coercing them to use their drug. And there were like all these like acts put in place, which like I'm sure rightfully so the drug companies can't buy the doctor, you know.
Yeah.
But it was just like dumb. But then my boss would come in town and like shadow me on these calls or like going in to see these doctors, and he would be like, you need to nail this point and this point and this point. And I'm like, dude, that is not realistic. Like, you're just trying to be high and kind so they like you, so they just like use your samples. Like, you're not trying to shove information down their throat. Like, they already know it, in my opinion. But of course, that's how I am. Like, I don't sell so hard and whatever. And so every time he would come in town, I would like have a panic attack.
Yeah.
Because it was the worst.
It sounds like when you work in retail, you have to sell the credit card. Because that was like my biggest battle. Because
which job?
Home Goods. Because the managers, they have to meet their... You love it?
I love Home Goods.
Oh, I do. Now that I don't work there, I love it.
Yeah.
But the managers were so hard on us because they had to meet their quota, like each.
So how many were you
week.
supposed to sell a day or week or shift or whatever?
I mean, at least once every shift, which is not going to happen. But they, like, every time the managers were up front, they would, like, stand and watch you. And, like, you had to, the customer had to say no 3 times before you could back down.
So crazy.
And I hated it because they'd get mad at you.
And as a consumer, nothing turns me off more than you saying that to me 3 times and not listening when I'm telling you no.
Exactly.
Like, that makes me hate the place.
Yeah.
Like, respect me, okay? You know?
Exactly.
Even like, okay, I don't know if we both went to Scooters today. I feel like Scooters, they're selling you on stuff has gotten way more intense because it's like they'll try to be like, do you want this? And then you're like, no, I'll have this instead. And then they keep going.
And they're like, what else can I get for you? I'm like, bitch, it's only me in the car. I got a sandwich and a drink. What else do you want from me?
It was 8:30 a.m. and they're like, do you want a cookie for later? And I'm like, no.
You know what? Scooters, I need to email them anyway, so I'll just add that to the list.
BT dubs. Short and sweet.
Stop forcing. I do like the scoot on around though. Do you?
It's cute. Yeah.
I feel like they should have been doing that the whole time.
I like everything they're doing with like their Candyland.
Yeah,
like
it's
I
cute.
love their marketing right now.
And then the spin, an app.
Oh, I gotta get the app. I'm not on the app. I'm bad.
Oh, girl, you got to get the app.
Yeah.
You get like $2 off randomly.
Okay.
And then if you spend, like, each time you go, you get something, and then you earn a free drink every, like, 7th time, maybe.
Oh my God. Scooters.
However,
sponsor.
Yeah, Scooters, please sponsor us. We can do this again. I already did this once.
Oh, really?
Have you heard this story?
No.
Oh, I got, after my first son, I walked to Scooters every day because it's by my house. Mm-hmm. And I drank it, spent $7 every day. I'm like, dude, Scooters needs to sponsor me. So I just started doing this campaign on my Instagram of like, Scooters sponsor me.
I love it.
Scooters sponsor me.
Really?
And then I like got hired for one of their like commercials and stuff.
Dang.
So I didn't know that. That's so cool.
I'll send it to you.
Please do.
It's actually funny.
I love that. A job. Another job.
Yeah.
Honestly, so many side hustles.
There's just a lot of side hustles.
I love it. I do remember like when we were first doing your podcast, you kept talking about scooters.
Oh, yeah. And you're
reason.
like, why are you obsessed with scooters? I just naturally am.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just am. I really do need to get in contact with Scooters to sponsor my new podcast.
Yeah, for real.
So
What is the new podcast?
Let's jump into that.
Okay.
Should we?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it. Go for it.
Okay. Well, it was, like we mentioned, where there is a wheel, there is a way. But now that I sold the fashion truck, we're going to call it Behind the Business. And this, I guess, naturally happened anyway with the podcast where we were talking about the truck and small business in general. But then I would start interviewing, different small business owners. And it's just kind of fun to do that and get the behind the scenes of the businesses. So I'm like, that's what we're doing. I like that.
I like that.
So that's it.
That's
we're
really
gonna launch it
exciting.
when? January what?
Whenever we have an episode, like
We need to get the trailer.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
first.
Can you sneak peek any like businesses that we might see first?
No,
or is it
I can't.
all surprises? Okay, stay tuned.
I can't because it's not done yet.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, but we got the show art.
Yeah.
we got the title. So
Yeah.
That's exciting.
it's like very
Yeah.
soon.
And it'll be on the same stream, the same
Yeah.
feed as Where There's a Wheel, There's a Way. So you can listen to old episodes of that too if you want.
Definitely, yeah.
But
Definitely
I'm
not
excited.
scrapping the old podcast.
No.
because
It's
we
the
had
story.
some great spots. And are you planning on hitting on pop culture stuff?
I think so because I always do, and I just like to talk about that. So yeah,
I love that.
yeah. But I feel like I might need you on to like banter with me about that
Maybe,
because
but-
if there's guests and they don't know, I'm like, ugh, you're annoying.
What's like your pop culture? Like, do you do like do you pay attention to Bravo? Or are you looking at like
All of it, just
all
like
of it? Okay.
yeah. But it's only like what I watch, so
True.
I know, so
I'm
I
not gonna
gotta-
like watch new shows to like do a
To do-
thing.
sure,
But
it's
like
exhausting.
I just like to be in the know.
You met Tom Sandoval
Yes.
one time?
Yes.
It was like, what, last year?
Yeah, I've actually met him twice, 3 times. But yes, I did.
What's the vibe?
I like really liked him.
He's coming to Omaha. He's
I
coming to
know.
Barnado.
Again?
Barnado. I think is it Valentine's Day?
Well, they changed it to the weekend after, so it's like the 21st and 22nd.
Okay, we're getting him. We are getting him. Mark my words. Well, don't mark them, but like pencil it in. We need to get Tom in here.
We can do it. We can.
We're doing it.
If this whole network bands together, we will get
We're
something.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can we talk about Hurrdat ONE too?
Yeah. So Hurrdat ONE is the new network within Hurrdat because there's sports, entertainment. Now there's one, which is Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah,
That's what that stands for. And
Stop.
Did you
I
not know that?
Know that.
What does it stand for?
Omaha, Nebraska.
ONE. Shut the.
And not gonna lie, I didn't know that until someone else told me.
This makes perfect sense, and I love it even more.
Cause
Whoa.
yeah, when I was trying to explain this whole thing to my mom, she's like, "What does one mean?" And I was like, "I don't know."
It's like one. We're all one.
That's what I thought. I thought it was just like.
We're number one, but that's what that means. And so it's like
that
all
needs to be in the
things-
bio on Instagram. Who's in
'cause,
charge of that?
clearly
You?
it's not obvious because no one knows that.
No.
But it's like all things local podcast, obviously, but we're going to events in the Omaha metro area covering entertainment, culture, people, family, all that stuff.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I am so excited because I feel like Grace, again, advocated for me to help with that. I do a lot of events in Omaha through a local collective, as we already talked about. So I'm just going to help with that little piece of it. And I'm excited to work together on that.
I'm so excited too. And just like
see what you guys make.
Getting people on, like you're obviously comedy scene stuff, so I'm trying to get you involved as well.
And comedy scene's about to, it takes a little hiatus for Christmas, but it's about to pick up this next year. It'll be fun to put on the Hurrdat ONE.
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah.
Do you have your own podcast by yourself?
I do.
What is it?
It is
Joslyne?
just Jossin Around.
Jossin. Okay, got it.
Dirty phone case, but still got the
So cute. How long have you been doing it?
like a little over a year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, and so we're just trying to bring more podcasters on, local people.
Yeah.
And then there's like a blog that's coming, and we're on social media, all the things.
So if someone was interested in starting a podcast, what does that look like? Like just DM you, Hurrdat ONE?
Yeah, DM.
Okay.
We have info@hurrdatone.com email.
Okay.
But yeah, honestly,
And it's fun too because you can do, I want to do every week. I want to do once a month.
Yeah.
It's like tailored to whatever the person wants.
Exactly.
Like as an outsider who came in doing it, that's what I liked about it.
Yeah. And there's also like so many niches that you might not even know of. Like if you're into food, if you're into fashion, we have one called Omaha Mom Talks that's coming, and she's a licensed psychologist.
Ooh.
And yeah, all the things. There's lots of room for collabs.
I love that.
between,
I was
like,
just thinking.
podcasters. Yeah.
Can I get her number?
No, yeah. I have a couple questions.
Just a few. This reminds me of the episode where you were talking about your throat.
Oh my God.
You're like, what's the professional line?
Princess May, shout out. Yeah. I feel like this company is so, like, it's a family. Like, there doesn't seem to be many boundaries. Because, like, you can hang out with your podcasters or clients, but from what I understand, I think.
Literally, one of my clients is a hypnotherapist here in Omaha.
What?
I hit her up. I was like, hey, is this like a weird, like, can I come in and get hypnotherapy done? She was like, yeah, I'm cool with you if you are. She's like, what do you need? And I was like, everything. All of it.
That's cool.
But
I mean, that is well.
it's just so, I think it's so fun. Like, I mean, even from like a producer perspective, like just so many people who do so many, like just knowing
The network.
Yeah, it's so
Networking.
interesting, and seeing how everyone's connected in Omaha's. This place is cool.
I also think it goes into your podcast about like the jobs that you've had leading you to where you are now. Even this podcast, like with the truck, like if I didn't do a pop-up at the sports bar, I wouldn't have, come here to meet you. And now we're like doing this together. It's just, that's how life is. And that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. And the amount of times that I'm out and about, either like for fun or just going to different events, and I see people that I know.
Yeah.
And so that's really cool.
Yeah.
And my friend went to Midwest Fest, the riverfront.
Yeah.
Last weekend. I didn't go, but she sent me pictures just to help me out. And in the background is the Hello Ruby truck. And I was like, no way. I almost tagged it.
Oh my God, that's
But
cute.
I should have. But I was like,
it's
I
not
know
mine
her.
now. Well,
True.
yeah, true. It's not local here. It's South Dakota now.
Yeah, that is interesting. I saw that she's from South Dakota.
Yeah.
So will she be here at all?
I think she's going to do the big events like Junk Stock and maybe, Midwest Fest. But she'll keep it there.
That's awesome. And
it's such a college town too.
Is it? And she's keeping the name, which is
Yes.
special
Yes.
because
And she has a dog named Rue. R-U.
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Because Ruby came from
Yeah. My dog.
yeah.
Yeah. Who's also dead.
But her name will live on.
I know.
It's her legacy.
Before we end, I did want to ask.
No,
some
we're just getting
questions.
started.
We're gonna do 3 more hours, Grace.
Has it been an hour?
Almost.
This is too fun.
I just want to. I have so many questions about working for yourself because as someone who eventually would like to work for myself in the future, what advice do you have for anyone wanting to start out?
Oh, I have so many thoughts. I do feel like planning is so important because I feel like you kind of need a roadmap, but then I don't think you need to sit on that roadmap for a long time. I think you need to plan it, and I think you need to execute. When you sit on things and then you're like, oh, well, what if this or what if that? Like, I think that in itself can be problematic. I think if you have the support and structure around you, it's important to just do it. And if you don't, then maybe work harder or differently to make that happen, because it is scary and can be scary. There's also a lot of free resources. Like, when I started, I just was Googling like free, business advice and all that stuff. And like the SBA has a lot of things like these community resource centers that, we're all paying for anyway. It's like government funded things to help you like with the business plan and, financial projections. So I think taking advantage of that is great. But yeah, I just think doing and like networking, meeting people that we already do anyway, is good. I think you have to be comfortable with the unknown too, of like, what does your day look like? It's so like you wake up and you're like, okay, what am I going to do today? Like you at first, I feel like you have to be so organized, and then every entrepreneur I've seen is like starts like that and it never ends like that, because then stuff's just thrown at you and you're just like doing it. So you also have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
That was great. I was great.
You said you started at 26 on your own. Do you wish you would have done it sooner or later?
No.
Do you have any what not to do?
I like, based upon experience, here's what I say what not to do, which I feel like I tell people, entrepreneurs, and then they still randomly do it and then are in the same spot that I was in. But, you can't, whatever. Okay, so I started Hello Ruby. And then, I said I get the 2-year itch. So then I'm like, Katie and I are working on a local collective, and I'm also excited about that. And it's like, no, you need to stick to your niche and like keep going, because all these other people are going to, I want to start this and I want to do this and that looks fun. And then you kind of just want to squirrel, go that way and do that. And it's like, no, you have to keep your head down and you have to keep going and not do that.
Okay.
And I did that, and then it's like you kind of lose your original plan, which is fine if that's the way you want to go, but it's so hard not to do that, to squirrel, because I feel like as entrepreneurs anyway, we're all doing that all the time. It's our personality trait. It's like an ADD thing, kind of. I don't know. Yeah, that's my advice. Not advice, that's my thought.
All right. Keeping that in the brain.
Yeah.
Taking notes.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the holidays are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Are you raging yet about that?
I fucking love Christmas. I love Christmas. I'm raging. Every year, like, I have our Christmas lights up, and when I say I mean my husband Austin. Oh yeah, I'm like before Thanksgiving, I have my Christmas shit out.
I love that. Mm-hmm. That's good.
And people are still like, and I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah. I think it's fun, and
I love it.
I mean, do you find the holidays different now that you have kids?
Yes, and I've always been like excited about Christmas, but like even more so now. It's like tenfold better.
Chaos.
Yeah. Well, just more fun. Like the season of Christmas is like the best.
Yeah.
I love it. But
I love that. And we dressed for the occasion.
Yes. So
I feel like you can't even really see my sweatsuit, but it's cute. It has like jingle, cheers, 'tis the season, nice, with a bunch of makeup and self-tanner on it.
I also love how we're literally red, white.
Oh, and green. We didn't even plan that.
Yeah, I know.
Looks so pretty on the
cute.
screen.
I love that.
Also, Grace's sweater back here that she did not wear. She was torn.
I didn't know which one to do.
Baby got back.
Also, this is not my only Grinch pullover. I have more.
I just found out that Grace is a Grinch fanatic. She's a huge Grinch fan.
Which one? The OG or middle or like the new?
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
The middle one.
Yeah.
Yes. I love him.
I like that too.
Even though that movie gave him a lot of psychological problems.
Wow, really?
Not to like bring the mood down, but yeah.
I would like to talk about
that
this
character. I don't know a whole talk
Why?
about that character, just because like That character is so cruel. I guess it affected him on set and around.
And I think the makeup took like 24 hours or something to do every time they shot.
It's an iconic movie. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you so much for being so depressed after this for our well-being.
But
you know what I also think? Can I add to that? Uh-huh. Okay, I'm going to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but they've all, like, the media's, like, labeled Jim Carrey as such a weirdo whack job. Mm-hmm. And I, like, think it's because he's, like, was, like, exposing Hollywood. And I think they just were, like, get out of here and, like, made him feel crazy.
I bandwagon that.
I haven't heard of this.
And so I'm like, was he really? Or did they just say that?
Maybe. Honestly.
We'll never know, unfortunately.
But every time I see Grinch, I think of you. And if I see something Grinch on Instagram, I want to send it to you.
Please do. I follow the Grinch on Instagram.
Oh.
I don't know who it is. It's some actor.
Yeah.
But I love all of his stuff.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
My daughter says Ginch. Ginch. Like every time now, watch TV, Ginch.
That's so cute.
We've watched The Grinch every day.
The Jim Carrey one?
No, they don't like that one now because like the cartoon is out now.
With the Cumberbatch guy?
Yeah, which I actually like it.
It's okay.
And I wasn't looking forward to it because I do love the Jim Carrey Grinch, but I was surprised.
The Jim Carrey is kind of like alarming, his face, to like little kids. So I get it.
Well, this is not cartoon. They're like, this is boring.
Mm-hmm. No, it's
and
art.
Like, you will watch it and you will like it.
It's art. It's art, Grace.
Anyways, do you have anything else to rage about?
No.
Okay. I had
no. Do you?
Yeah, it's like basically this is my last podcast without braces because I have to get Invisalign for the second time in my life.
You're kidding.
Well, at least it's Invisalign. That's like nothing.
Yeah.
So I got it when I was 16, and then I had to get it again because my dentist made me get a certain mouthpiece, and it ended up separating my teeth. So,
what an idiot. Did you sue him? Make him pay for it.
Sue.
That's what I want to do.
Sue.
I wouldn't even sue him. I'd just reach out and be like, well, I'll get you a letter. We'll send a letter.
It's worth a shot. But anyways, now I have to suffer through braces again.
How long?
They estimated 18 months. So I'm going to have like a crazy lisp again. And my confidence is going to go.
Boo. We'll boost that up. You're awesome. So it doesn't matter.
Anyways, thank you.
Grace is a baddie. Certified.
Doesn't it is it every week you switch them?
It was like every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then I also might have to get the bands with it.
Oh,
which I didn't even know was possible with Invisalign.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I guess explain it to me. Like what's wrong? What?
So like I have crazy grinding at night, and so they gave me a bottom mouthpiece for at night, and it ended up just like grinding so hard that it like moved my top row up. Like you couldn't tell.
So this was the bad dentist who did this. That messed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I guess she thought she was helping, and because I'm so good at wearing my retainers.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. So and insurance won't pay for it over 19.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
I hate this country.
So
I hate it too. Everything in life is a fucking scam. We didn't even talk about my dishwasher leak either.
What happened?
My dishwasher leaked, and insurance is like, oh, we'll replace the wood. Like where it happened, but then like you have to get it sand and stained. I'm like, this is pre-finished wood. There's no way it's going to look like that. And I think it'll be fine, but not to take enough about me. Keep talking about your teeth.
And also, Frances May, my throat still hurts, and it's been 4 years.
Really?
Yeah, the throat thing.
What is the exact problem?
They said it was acid reflux, which is not.
So it just hurts.
It just hurts. It's like when you're sick.
It feels
you have a
sore
sore throat
like that?
every single day,
Shut up.
in the morning.
That sucks.
Frances May thinks I'm dehydrated, which is probably a big factor. But
You're always
you should get
water.
an IV
I'm
and just
trying
see if it helps.
You think? Just
I
like
don't know. Would that just hydrate?
I would maybe, but also Grace is. It's just hard for me to believe I see her drinking
That-
water.
I am a lot better at it.
Yeah.
Drinking.
And does it help or no?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, maybe she was right. You should honestly go to like hydration and get a one IV and just see if it helps.
Okay. We'll do it. Let's go right now.
Okay, Live Hydration, please sponsor this.
Look what I do.
Love it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Cut.
The best.
Good.
Okay.
Thank
we're
you for
ending.
coming.
Thank you. That was so fun. I literally could have done it for 3 more hours.
I know you love it.
It's
here.
so easy when you're not in charge.
I know.